The bold and the beautiful, a wedding interrupted, secrets exposed, and Hope Logan cornered ***. The ceremony was meant to be intimate. Just family. A quiet engagement celebration between Carter Walton and Hope Logan, a couple who had found peace, connection, and the promise of something stable in a world where love often ends in disaster. A modest gathering at the Logan estate, white roses lining the garden path, a soft string quartet playing beneath the California sunset. The guests were few: Ridge, Brooke, Katie, Zend, and a handful of trusted friends. The vibe was quiet elegance, the tone was warmth and trust. But this is the bold and the beautiful. And in this world, peace is always the prelude to chaos. As Carter took Hope's hand beneath the archway, voices hushed and phones silenced, there was a shared sense that, finally, Hope might be turning a page. No scandal, no obsession, no manipulative schemes, just love. But just as Carter reached for the ring, a ripple of motion stirred near the gated entrance. A figure stepped into view. Uninvited. Unannounced. It was Luna. The crowd turned. Ridge moved first. Brooke followed. Carter squinted, confused. Hope's face strained of color. Because Luna Nozawa wasn't just crashing a party, she was holding something in her hand. A brown envelope. Thick. Heavy. And she didn't hesitate. "I need to speak," Luna said clearly. "Not privately. Now." Before she says yes. Gasps. Eyes. Movement. The quartet stopped playing. Someone dropped a champagne flute. But Luna kept walking. Her face was calm, but her voice had an edge sharpened by weeks of pressure. She wasn't nervous. She wasn't dramatic. She was controlled, exact, and dangerous. "I have proof," Luna said, holding the envelope higher, "that Hope Logan used someone else to take the fall for a crime she was involved in years ago. Someone who lost everything. Someone who never recovered. I have photos, records, and names. I'm not here to accuse. I'm here to correct history." Ridge stepped forward, blocking her path. "This isn't the time or the place," he snapped. Luna didn't move. "You're right. It should have happened years ago." Carter looked at Hope, searching her eyes. "Hope, what is she talking about?" Hope froze. Completely. No defense. No denial. Just silence. But before anyone could push Luna further, the air shifted again. Another voice, calm, unmistakable, familiar, but lined with authority and purpose, cut through the crowd. Thomas. He strode in from the garden entrance. Confident, clean-cut, eyes sharp. No one had seen him on the guest list. No one knew he was even in town. But now he was standing directly across from Luna, his eyes never leaving Hope. "I'm sorry," he said to the guests, his voice measured but loud enough for everyone to hear, "but this engagement can't go forward. Not yet. Not while there's a clear conflict of interest between Hope Logan's personal relationships and her executive position at Forrester Creations." More confusion. Katie's jaw dropped. Brooke shook her head. Ridge's brow furrowed. Carter's fists clenched. But Thomas continued. "As acting lead designer and head of campaign direction at Forrester International, I'm formally objecting to this ceremony. Not because of what Luna's saying, though we're all curious, but because Hope, as head of Hope for the Future, is still deeply entangled with Forrester business. And until that's resolved, any merger, personal or professional, with someone in the legal division that oversees our contracts creates a risk of misrepresentation, brand damage, and legal exposure. Especially if Luna's evidence has any merit." It was a strategic move. Cold. Corporate. But effective. Thomas didn't scream. He didn't beg. He used policy. He used power. And most of all, he used timing. Hope's face collapsed. Her lips trembled. She looked at Luna. Then Carter. Then Thomas. Then down at the ring on her finger. Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't mean to hurt anyone," she whispered. "It wasn't supposed to come to this." Carter stepped back, stunned. "What happened, Hope? What did you do?" Hope wiped her cheek, then pulled the ring from her finger. Slowly, painfully, she held it out to Carter. But she didn't give it to him. She let it fall into his palm like a confession. "I need time," she said, "to make this right, to answer everything. And when I do, maybe you'll still be waiting." And with that, she turned and walked off the stage, tears streaking her face, her family frozen behind her. The guests stood in silence. Carter clutched the ring. Thomas exhaled quietly. Luna stood still, the envelope still in her hand. And Ridge, ever the protector, stared at his fractured family, realizing the night was far from over. But here's the real twist. The envelope Luna held? It didn't contain financials or court files. It held photos. Grainy, low-lit, time-stamped. From a security feed outside a storage unit on the edge of LA, the same location where Luna had been lured weeks ago and narrowly escaped what was later revealed to be an attempted shooting. A shooting that was covered up, quickly and quietly. The official story said Luna fled. That she was never in danger. That no suspect was named. But one of the photos showed something undeniable. A car. A silhouette. A woman who looked exactly like Hope Logan, leaving the scene 15 minutes after the shot was fired. And Luna never forgot. Because someone had tried to scare her. And she always believed Hope knew more than she said. Now, standing before the Forrester Logan Spencer elite, she wasn't accusing. She was reminding. Reminding Hope that secrets don't stay buried forever. Reminding Thomas that alliances can be temporary. Reminding Carter that trust without truth is hollow. And reminding everyone in Los Angeles that in the world of the bold and the beautiful, the past always returns, and when it does, it never knocks politely. The engagement is shattered. The power dynamics are shifting. And the truth about that gunshot and who ordered it is about to come out. The only question now is, when it does, who will survive the fallout? Stay tuned. The bold and the beautiful, Hope's darkest secret, Luna's silence for sale, and Thomas's shocking ultimatum ***, everything in Los Angeles has shifted. What began as a quiet engagement between Hope Logan and Carter Walton has now spiraled into scandal, deception, and a criminal secret that threatens to bring down not only Hope herself, but ripple through the entire Forrester and Spencer dynasties. In the aftermath of a ruined ceremony, eyes have turned not toward celebration, but toward suspicion. And as Luna Nozawa clutches the final piece of evidence linking Hope to a crime that was meant to stay buried, the walls are closing in. But Hope Logan isn't giving up. Not yet. Not when she still thinks she can win. Not when she believes she can by silence, rewrite the story, and walk away clean. She has one mission now, make Luna disappear figuratively, not physically. And that starts with one promise, anything Luna wants if she keeps quiet. Because the truth is undeniable now. Hope was behind the shooting, not by pulling the trigger, but by orchestrating the event. She never meant to kill Luna. She meant to scare her. Humiliate her. Send a message. A message meant not just for Luna, but for Steffi, the woman Hope blamed for everything she had lost. Her marriage. Her brand's instability. Her dignity. For years, Hope had swallowed the rivalry, played the victim while Steffi basked in power. But after Steffi walked away from Forrester, after Jacqueline McInnes Wood's real-life maternity leave gave writers an exit window, the story shifted. And Hope saw her chance. Luna, Steffi's sudden protégé, had become too visible, too trusted, too close to the throne. So Hope crafted a warning. She had an associate lure Luna to a deserted storage unit under the pretense of a missing design shipment. The plan was intimidation, a fired shot, no injuries. Just enough to terrify, to send Luna back to her corner. But something went wrong. Luna fled. The gunman panicked. And the surveillance footage, which Hope thought was erased, survived. Luna hadn't said anything at first. But now, with the engagement shattered and Hope cornered, everything was coming undone. Hope meets Luna in secret, late evening, in a private hotel suite at the edge of the city. The lighting is soft. The mood tense. Luna holds the photos. Hope holds a checkbook. "You don't want to go public with this," Hope says quietly, voice trembling under a thin layer of false calm. "Think of what it'll do. To the Forresters. To your career. To your mother." Luna doesn't speak. Her eyes never leave Hope's. "I can fix this," Hope continues. "You walk away. You disappear for a while. No press. No press conference. No statements. I'll fund your next project. You want to launch your own line? Done. You want out of Forrester? Done. I'll pay whatever you ask." Luna slowly places the envelope down on the table. "And Carter?" she asks. "Does he get a check too?" Hope freezes. "This wasn't about me," Luna says, her voice sharper now. "This was about Steffi. I was just a message." Hope doesn't deny it. The silence says enough. But just as Luna is about to decide, the door opens. Thomas Forrester steps inside. He wasn't supposed to be there. But he had followed Hope. Something about her movements, her sudden interest in Luna's silence, it didn't sit right. And now he's heard everything. Every word. Every offer. Every confession. He doesn't explode. He doesn't shout. He just looks at Hope, a storm brewing behind his eyes. "You did this?" he asks. "You arranged that night?" Hope tries to reach him, her voice cracking. "I didn't mean for it to go that far, but it did go that far," he snaps, stepping between her and Luna. "You used a gun to settle a grudge. You turned into the thing you always claimed you weren't." "I wanted to scare her," Hope says, tears falling now. "I wanted to break Steffi's legacy. For once, I wanted to win." Thomas stares at her. The woman he once loved. The mother of his child. The muse to his most inspired designs. And now this. Luna stands, picks up the envelope, and walks past them both. "I'll give you 24 hours, she says, to do the right thing." Then she leaves. And Thomas is left alone with Hope. "Are you going to turn me in?" she whispers. Thomas doesn't answer immediately. His silence is unbearable. Then, finally, he speaks. "You destroyed Carter," he says. "You manipulated everyone. And you nearly got Luna killed." Hope's lip trembles. "So you're going to take this to Ridge? To the police?" But Thomas shakes his head. "No," he says. "Not yet." She looks up, hopeful. Desperate. "I'm not doing it for you," he adds. "I'm doing it for Douglas. I'm giving you a chance to come forward. On your own. Tell the truth. Face the consequences." Hope breaks. Collapses. But Thomas doesn't comfort her. He walks out. Back at Spencer HQ, Carter has retreated into silence. Bill Spencer, still furious from the earlier drugging of Will, has caught wind of this new scandal and begins pulling strings. Katie starts piecing the timeline together. Ridge is quiet, but watching. Brooke, she doesn't know yet. But when she does, the fallout will be seismic. Luna, meanwhile, receives a visit from a lawyer. Not from Spencer. Not from Forrester. But from a private firm tied to an unknown benefactor. Someone who doesn't want the truth getting out. Someone who benefits from keeping Hope in the public eye and Forrester Creations from collapsing under scandal. Someone with more secrets of their own. And as the city buzzes, one question remains. Will Hope confess, or will Thomas be forced to do it for her? If he stays silent, he protects Douglas. If he speaks, he dismantles Hope's world forever. Either way, time is running out. And when the truth finally breaks, Los Angeles will never be the same. Stay tuned.